Hi everyone, welcome to Barnside Chat. We're here live in the main barn at Happily Ever After Farm Sanctuary in Sheffield, Ontario, Canada. Let me know where you are tuning in here from. Hi Jerry Lee, hi Sylvia, hi Brooke, hi Gail, hi Mary. Thanks for tuning in today. We have a lot to go over. If you are new to Barnside Chat, this is the place to get all the updates on resident care and the sanctuary and everything that's going on around here. There is Gilbert hanging out. All the other goats and sheep are in their stalls. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have any questions during the program for our magic rainbow bag, let me know in the comments and we are going to be answering them next week. I have a few from last week's program I'm going to answer in a bit. So in terms of our program, spring fever, if you are on our newsletter subscribe list, you will know what that means. And if you're not, I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. A few resident updates. We do have some questions, especially about Tim, which I will be getting into. Some photos of the week and magic rainbow bag. So stay tuned for all of the goodies here on Barnside Chat. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Chantel. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Diane. Thank you for tuning in from all over the world. Maine, Long Island, New York, Montreal. Welcome to Barnside Chat. So first I wanted to get started off on spring fever. This is our current campaign. We want to get to $35,000 for our campaign for the Bear Care Medical Fund, which I'll talk a little bit about if you're unsure what that means. Right now we are at $8,847. So thank you so much for folks who have donated already. That's a huge amount to get started with. We did start it a bit early. We were going to be starting it, I think, today. And we started a bit early because we had rushed him into the hospital and his vet bills are probably about $10,000. So we wanted to get this started early. This will give us money for life-saving emergency surgeries, treatments for chronic conditions, critical vet visits that keep the residents well. So all of that goes toward the residents, keeping them healthy and safe and everything that they need. So if they do need to rush into the vet, we are ready to go. Our goal is to raise $35,000 to fully replenish the Bear Care Medical Fund. This will ensure we're ready for whatever medical needs to rise, not just for Tim, but all the residents who call our sanctuary home. So head over to happilyeverester.ca. You can donate there. We have until March 15th. So you have a little bit of time, but not much because it's March 3rd today. So a little bit of time to replenish that thermometer. We'll be keeping you updated regularly with the amounts. So you can stay tuned to Barnside Chats on Monday and we'll give you the new amount, and subscribe to our newsletter so you're always the first to hear about all of the updates regarding the residents. So head over to happilyeverester.ca, help us replenish our Bear Care Medical Fund. Very, very important fundraiser for this year. Veterinary care is everything. It can be ongoing care for chronic issues. It can be one-off. Sometimes residents experience something only once. Things like arthritis, they're getting pain meds every day. And things like emergencies, like what happened with Tim. So thank you for tuning in. Everyone, it's so great that we're all here together today. I put together a little video I wanted to show everybody. If you weren't sure what bear care was or what medical care might look like here at the sanctuary, we try to keep you updated on our social media, on Barnside, as well as Bear Care Corners on Tuesday, which is a special video we do really focus on animal care. But if you wanted to see a little bit more what that looks like, I'm going to show you about a 3-minute long video. I'm going to meet you back here with some resident updates, including Tim. So thank you so much for everyone who's donated already. We're just talking about the Spring Fever campaign, and I made a little video to show everyone what resident care looks like here at the Sanctuary. Resident care is 24/7. It's not just working hours. Sometimes residents, they need things overnight, emergency wise, or just checks. So everything that we do is for the residents, for their health, and this fundraiser is to support that. So you're able to head over to happilyeverester.ca and donate. Thank you so much. I'm going to be giving a few resident updates, mostly on Tim. So a lot of folks have been asking about him and how he's doing. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here getting you caught up if you weren't aware. Tim is still at the hospital, so I'm going to let you know what's happening with him. Last week, we noticed that Tim Zoe just arrived. I'm just looking for attention. We noticed that Tim wasn't looking great in the morning. We fed them their normal time. All the other pigs got up. All the other pigs got up, were eating, doing their normal thing. Tim came over, not really excited to eat, and only ate a few bites of food. So we knew right away something was wrong. We did a quick look over him, took his internal temperature, and did notice blood in his urine, unfortunately. So that ended up being 2 stones. One of them they discovered in his bladder when they did x-rays. So we rushed him to the vet. He was there pretty instantaneously, and they did imaging, which showed 2 stones, which required emergency surgery. This wasn't something that they could wait to see what was happening. They needed to do something right away based on what they saw in his body. So there was 1 stone in his bladder, which was concerning, but the other one was actually in his urethra, causing a blockage. So that was the biggest concern. You can see the 2 stones here that were extracted. They get sent off for testing. We're still waiting on that kind of stuff. So that's what happened with Tim. He's still in hospital, but he's doing amazing. So I wanted to give everybody an update on how he's doing. There he is. He had a little IV in his ear for fluids and medications. A lot going on with him after his emergency surgery. He healed really, really well, and he's in good spirits. This is actually a photo that the vet sent me last night. So this is the most recent photo we have of him, and caregivers have been going to visit him. There he is. He's up on his feet. He's eating. He's in good spirits. So that's great news. And we just need to get him home. He's going to be coming home with a catheter in and on stall rest for a few weeks. He's not going straight back with his her. This was a major surgery, so he needs to come back and rest. Spend some time on his own, in his own stall, probably beside his family, which would be nice. So we just figure out a day when we're going to be picking him up. And then we'll keep you posted when he gets back home and everything going on with that. Also, while he was sedated for his procedure, they did some radiographs, which are x-rays, on his front right leg, which has been causing him some issue. And with that group, there's a lot of arthritis. These guys are almost 10 years old. They're going to be 10 years old on April 1st. They were born here at the Sanctuary, so him and his siblings are getting up there in age. And a number of his siblings are already on arthritis medication, pain meds to manage their arthritis pain. So he's been having some pains. We were a little bit suspicious. There was a little bit of a bump. So we took the opportunity when he was sedated already at the vet to do some imaging on that leg. And it showed something was off, not quite arthritis. So they might need to investigate that further. We'll keep you posted if that needs to be another surgery. We're not sure. It wouldn't be anytime soon. It wouldn't be at least for a few weeks because he needs to recover first. But we'll let you know. So thank you for your wonderful messages and your thoughts and your comments about Tim. Poor guy, he's been through so much. He was such a trooper. He was obviously very uncomfortable that morning, but he really trusted us and really, he walked on the trailer for Fig Newtons. He got on the trailer very quickly, and he's been a very good boy at the vet. They actually are really enjoying having him there. So if you want to donate toward Tim's care, you can donate to our Spring Fever fundraiser in support of the Bear Care Medical Fund. The link is in the comments here. It's also on our website, and it's also in our newsletter. Another update with the residents is Sunny, Mary, Brian, all together. Recently during health check, it was discovered that they all were starting to develop bumblefoot, which is something that chickens can get. It's a little pressure sore that becomes infected, so like a little infected scab almost. When you catch it early, it's pretty easy to treat. If it is not caught early and it gets worse, it can lead to pretty intense health complications. So we caught it all early. I remember doing their bandages yesterday and they're all so good. They get soaked in warm Epsom salt and then they get wrapped like a padding on each callus, on each infected scab. Wrapped, so you can see they're all matching here, neon 80s colors, super cute. So we're keeping an eye on them. We're getting them soaked and wrapped every single day. And hopefully within a few weeks, they'll all heal up. These birds are especially prone to bumblefoot because of their size. They're bred to be very, very heavy, unnaturally heavy. You wouldn't see birds this shape out in the wild. So that puts extra pressure on their feet. We do things like rubber mats, which you can see here, both for the grip and also for padding and keeping their area nicely bedded. But even with all that, they can still get bumblefoot. So we're keeping an eye on them and hopefully that heals up very soon. If you missed it, we had Bear Care Corner last week and every Tuesday. I'm going to show you a little snippet just as a bit of a teaser. If you want to learn more about these birds, you can click on that episode about a week ago. Just scroll back a little bit on Facebook.
Brian's looking a little bit scrappy. So birds naturally molt depending on seasons, but Brian's feathers are actually looking a little scraggly.
Yeah.
No offense, but
Yeah.
Brian.
Oh my gosh.
Where do we go?
Oh my gosh, I don't understand angles.
Look, does that look like a rooster?
The comb,
Brian does lay eggs.
the wattles.
I'm
Yeah.
still in disbelief though.
Me too. I remember the first time Brian laid an egg, I was so shocked. I pulled up the security footage, like
I remember
100% confirmed that it was Brian. And I was like, no, there's no way. Like this was photoshopped somehow. You can do anything in post, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
he
there's
would've, yeah.
no way that Brian laid this egg. It was extremely shocking for all of us.
Yeah. So Brian is laying, but the comb and wattles and just the demeanor.
The general attitude, even like the redness on the
Yeah.
legs too, it kind of gives like whoop, rooster hormones. Oh my
That's
goodness.
true. We did have once a hen turn into a rooster, and that's not impossible. It's rare, but not impossible. It was Heidi. So maybe that's
yeah.
what Brian's working on.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to be able to see the chickens better. What do I do?
Just bring everyone out.
Yeah, bring everyone up. Just introduce them one at a time.
Yeah.
We're here, and well, we've called it Nancy's house, and I think it's going to stay that name.
Yeah.
Mary.
We have Mary, and you can see
Look
the
at
difference
the difference in her face.
in the comb size and the wattles.
She looks so calm.
Yeah, she is. She's like a little
She
bit
has,
of
like,
a space cadet.
soft little voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always kind of been like that. Like,
So if you wanted to see the full episode, scroll back a little bit on Facebook. It should be on YouTube too. I think we stream to both. So thanks for tuning into Bear Care Corners, where we go into a little bit more depth of resident health care. I said I was going to do photos of the week and I completely forgot to add them, but I don't know if this is going to work. This is my photo. Oh, it did. It's a photo I took probably about half an hour before Barnside started. This is me working on Barnside chat, and Enrique was just sitting in my lap. So that's my photo of the week from my own phone because I forgot to add them on this program. So that's photo of the week. I'm going to do the weather report now here with everyone because it's now March, which means we are getting all the seasons all in the same month. It has been like minus 15 recently, and also like plus 5 Celsius. So it is all over the place. I'm going to put up the Celsius and the Fahrenheit so you can see the difference there. So today's a little bit chilly, but it is actually going all the way up to plus 9 degrees on Wednesday, which is quite a difference, which is nice. The residents have been getting a few snippets of warmer temperatures. They've been trying to get out in the snow. I don't know if you saw a video that we took of the pigs a few days ago where they wanted to go, but there wasn't really much to do. You know, it's nice to be outside, but there's no like rooting, there's no sunbathing, there's no like sleeping outside, napping outside, exploring the things that they normally like to do because it's just all snow. So I think the residents are going to be very excited. On the few warmer days that we've had, there's been a lot of increased activity with the residents. Zoomies have been happening, and then on the colder days, they just kind of stay in bed. So I'm very excited to see these temperatures. It also means some difficulties in the grounds. We've already experienced that in a few different spots. This is also a new property, so we're learning through the seasons what might be needed in certain areas in terms of drainage, where water collects. We are on the top of a hill, which is amazing, which means the barn will probably never flood. But there are some areas out, including the parking lot, where they're getting kind of turned up when the ground is soft. So there are some improvements that we will need to make in those areas. We're keeping an eye on resident areas too, that the ground is good for them to be walking on. So exciting for spring. Spring's only like 17 days away. Very exciting. Yes, rain is also coming. It's felt like a very long winter, but rain and mud does make it very tricky. Spring can be a tricky season. The ground thawing and freezing again, and mud, and then we start to get bugs, but it is exciting to see the sun more. This daylight time has increased. The daylight hours have increased quite a bit since I posted this last week. So that is very exciting. Every day is a little bit longer. We're getting a bit more sun. Residents are happy. I'm happy. There's Hazel. You can see their door to outside is open for the goats and sheep over here, but they're not super eager to go out because, again, the ground is covered in snow. But today we are a plus freezing, so it is starting to thaw in certain spots. So I'm excited to show everybody videos and photos of the residents exploring the world because they haven't been out, but we do have a ton of space in the barn. Now it is time for the Magic Rainbow Bag. Again, during the program, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. You can also send us a DM or email us at info@happyliferegister.ca. If you have any questions, we will be answering them next week in the Magic Rainbow Bag. These questions are from last week's episode. Welcome to the Magic Rainbow Bag. First question. Not really a question. I'm going to talk about this. This is in terms of pigs. Julie was surprised that pigs can get obstructed, unfortunately. And with Tim, it's a bit of a family history as well. He individually, personally, has never blocked before, but Hercules has. And I remember when that happened, Hercules was about 2 years old, I think. And his was really bad. His was much worse. There was actual damage, and he had to have multiple surgeries. It wasn't just removing a stone, it was helping his urethra heal. So that was a whole journey for him. But he's doing great now, and he hasn't blocked again. And his brother, Brindle, so the 3 brothers in that group, they've all blocked now at this point. So we don't know if it's genetics. We're always testing, water hardness levels, making sure they're getting enough calcium for hoof health, but not too much that it might cause calcium stones. And they might not even be calcium stones. Those are getting tested right now. So yes, unfortunately, that can happen to pigs, to goats, to cats. The males are especially susceptible. So that's what happened with Tim. And it's really important in those cases to understand the signs so you can act quickly. Pretty much for a pig, if they are a little bit off of feed, even if they eat a bit but not as eagerly or not as much, that's a huge red flag. That's a let's get them to the vet situation. That's not really a wait and see situation. Weird behaviors with like bathroom behaviors, if they kind of squat to pee but they don't really produce anything, or if they look like they're straining, those are huge signs that there's an issue. And especially with males, that's something you don't want to wait around and see. So thank you for that comment. Always lots of educational points that we can be providing you, because that's what we're here for. We love to let you know what is happening with the residents and provide some education about farmed animals. This is about Sadie. I think this was just a comment. Maybe this was part of you said it. Anyways, she's so beautiful, so tiny, looks so small compared to Claudia and Enrique. So Sadie is, when she arrived, she was 6.8 pounds, and she was pretty skinny. So she's a small cat, but she also was thin when she arrived. She showed up, and you could really feel her spine through her wool. I'm looking at Obama right now. Her spine through her fur, and she was just so frantic about food. Like she just would inhale food. And she's gained almost a whole pound since she's been here. So that's since the end of December. Getting proper meals, and regular meals, and all of the vetting that she needed, deworming and all that, because she could have had all those kind of issues as well, causing her to have low weight as well as not having proper access to feed. So Sadie is now, I weighed her the other day, I think 7.6 pounds. And that's a healthy weight for her. She's a small cat, so that's a nice healthy weight. In comparison, Ricky, off the top of my head, I want to say he's about 14 pounds, so probably close to double the size. He's a big boy. Claudia's probably somewhere in between those two. So thank you for your comments. I think that was it for the Magic Rainbow bag. So give me some questions for next week. I love answering them, and they're a great way to get everybody learning new things. I'm going to go into that You Said It segment. Okay, so we have a few comments that people have posted on our posts the last few days over the last week, and I want just to share them with everyone because sometimes there's really heartfelt things, really funny things that people post. So we want to share them here. Sylvia, the amount of work you do, the amount of care is amazing. Thank you, Sylvia. It is a ton of work, but we love doing it, and with your support, we're able to do it. Cheryl loves seeing the ducks. I need that no running on pool deck sign for the ducks I clean up after. It's nice to see everyone enjoying a sunny day indoors. I can smell spring is in the air. Spring is in the air. You can tell when you watch the videos, when you see the pictures, a little bit of activity. Everybody's starting to stir a little bit. They're getting a bit more sun, even through the windows. It's pretty, you can see it's pretty sunny in here. There's a lot of windows in this barn. So very exciting times. Spring's only a few weeks away. And the next one was from Terry. So this is a picture of the goat. This is the other side. If you looked through that door and looked in, this is what you're seeing. This is them being like, I don't think so. When the weather finally clears up, please make sure you have multiple people filming the residents' reactions. It should be epic. Very exciting. That should be in the next few days. Definitely Wednesday. I'm not going to be wearing a jacket. It's 9 degrees Celsius. Probably just a sweater. You can see Zoe. She's looking, but she's like, not quite yet. They look out a lot. I think they look and check, and they're like, okay, the snow is still here. And again, like the pigs, they don't have a ton to do outside. In the winter, the ground's covered in snow. We try to provide a lot of enrichment in here. I actually took a video of them with a yoga ball, which I'm going to post to our Instagram and Facebook stories. So check that out in a few hours. I'm going to have that up. We try to do different enrichment, different activities. Even that, like that's natural goat behavior behind me with Zoe climbing on that little stump. And that's just something for her to do. There's little brushes on the walls to scratch on. Natural goat behavior. They're climbers. They're built to climb. This is a picture of Mercy. Cheryl says, love you, Mercy. I love seeing you and Hercules snuggled up next to each other. By the way, turmeric is my favorite spice too. I add it to everything. We do add a number of supplements to the pig feed. One of them is turmeric. They also get flaxseed for omega-3 oils. They get B vitamin complex, vitamin E for their skin health. So alongside the custom made pig feed that we do, which has everything that they need in it, we do add additional, because sometimes when that feed is milled, it's milled in really big batches, and those supplements and additives don't really last the full length of time. So they get extras. I'm glad everybody else enjoys turmeric as well. The pigs don't really notice it in their feed. They just eat it right up, and they get that once a day to help with inflammation. Inflammation can cause things like hoof cracks and other issues, or exacerbate things like arthritis. So we like to give them lots of supplements, everything that they need to stay healthy, and we're able to do that with your support and with your donations toward the Bear Care Medical Fund. The donation goal is $35,000, and we are on a really good start. So thank you so much, whoever has contributed to that first amount, the $8,847. Very exciting. We have until March 15th for that. So you're able to donate toward the residents. Please do. Thank you for donations. Thank you for tuning in today. Didn't really see many residents. Often the goats are behind me. They're busy. I think they just got fresh hay right before we started, so they are in their little individual stalls eating their hay. If you want to stay tuned, we have our YouTube channel. We're on Instagram, and we're also here on Facebook. You want to stay in touch, as well as signing up for the newsletter where you get first dibs on lots of goodies and lots of new things. to do with the residents, to do with the sanctuary. So you don't want to miss out on that opportunity. The newsletter link is in the comments. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you again tomorrow on Bear Care Corner. Bye.